Okay, so here we're looking for the solutions to 8 cosine of 2 gamma plus 4 cosine of gamma equals 0 on the interval 0 to 2 pi. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that our trig functions have the same argument. Furthermore, if we could get them all in terms of the same trig function like sine or cosine, that would be great too. Well, we know that cosine squared gamma is 1 plus cosine 2 gamma over 2. So that means that 2 cosine squared gamma is equal to 1 plus cosine 2 gamma. So cosine of 2 gamma is equal to 1 2 cosine squared gamma minus 1. Okay. So this gives me 8. 2 cosine squared gamma minus 1 plus 4 cosine gamma equals 0. Okay. So this is 16 cosine squared gamma minus 8 plus 4 cosine gamma equals 0. Let's write this in descending order. I could divide through by 4. And as much as I would like this to, this does not factor. So let's use the quadratic formula here. And we get cosine gamma equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So cosine gamma equals negative 1 plus or minus. This would be 1. And that would be plus 32 over 8. So cosine gamma equals negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 33 over 8. All right, now the square root of 33 is a little less than 6. So negative 1 plus 6 over 8, that's certainly within the range of cosine. And negative 1 minus root 33 would be negative 1 minus a number less than 6 over 8. That's still within the range between negative 1 and 1. So the best we could do is look at all of the quadrants. For the first quadrant, we want to just look at the positive version of this. And we get gamma is equal to our cosine of negative 1 plus root 33 over 8. For quadrant 2, since our cosine is defined in quadrants 1 and 2, here we have our cosine of the negative 1 minus root 33 over 8. Quadrant 3 is a little tricky. Okay, quadrant 3 is here where this angle and that angle are the same. So in order to do that, what I could do is I can take this. This is going to be pi minus arc cosine of the negative. And then what I want to do, that's that acute angle there, is I want to add that to pi. So that would be plus pi. That results in something that looks a little strange, 2 pi minus arc cosine of -1 minus root 33 over 8. And in quadrant 4, here we're just going to take that acute angle and subtract it from 2 pi. So here this is 2 pi minus arc cosine of -1 plus root 33 over 8. Remember, this is the solution in the first quadrant. So those are the answers. Granted, this is very unusual for a typical pre-calculus class. Upon looking at this, I would check to make sure that I did this properly. It is more typical to see this expression that we get as something that can be factored, but unfortunately, this is not the case. All right, so those are the solutions.